Welcome everyone to the XMTP Developer Community Call. Thanks everyone for joining. I'm Jay Ha. I work in Protocol Ops and I'll be your host today. As you can tell, as you entered the call, it's being recorded for the convenience of folks who can't attend live. So, and it's actually, really interesting how many views our videos do get, even if folks can't join live. And I imagine there are a lot because we're just really in the being very actually US centric in our timing right now, being at 9 a.m. Pacific. But please know that we'll be sharing the video out and for everyone's reference. And whatever you share here, is actually viewed by quite a few people, and so the knowledge is being shared out beyond the immediate attendees. So that's great to know. And we'll post the recording to the XMTP community forums at the and I'll share a link to that in the chat in just a little bit. I also like to start the call by sharing out our XMTP community code of conduct, and I'll put that in the chat and maybe take a look at it at your leisure. I think it really does highlight the values that our community upholds, and we observe this code, of course, during this call and at all public gatherings of our XMTP community. And we just invoke that code at the beginning of our calls just to create a space where everyone feels welcome to share ideas and ask questions. And along these lines, every few meetings, we do take a moment to acknowledge our mission as the XMTP community, and we invite everyone who values open protocols, permissionlessness, and private and secure communication that you own and control to join the mission in building with XMTP. So again, thank you all for being here. And one last fun link I'm going to share here is thanks to Naomi, we have a great tradition of dropping an NFT at the start of every dev call. And we have quite a few interesting ones up there right now. And we have one for today's call, actually. So feel free to mint and share. And now I'm just going to go on into our main event, and I'd love to hand it over to Nick, XMTP, one of the OG core devs for XMTP and CTO at Ephemera, to bring us into the world of smart contract wallets with XMTP.
Thanks, Jeha.
Sure.
I thought I'd start just by digging into why we think smart contract wallets are important. XMTP isn't just a protocol for degens or crypto true believers. Private and secure messaging is for everyone, and messaging networks, they get better as they grow larger. All that is to say, we want your grandma to use XMTP. And your grandma is not going to be using a ledger or putting their seed phrase into a crypto steal and burying it in the yard. Smart contract wallets let you create onboarding experiences that are actually better than Web 2 products, especially some of these new apps we're seeing with ASCII first account creation. It really is almost instant magical onboarding experience. And smart contract wallets are great for degens too. Gives us support for multi-sig, social recovery, advanced delegation flow, spending controls. All these power user features get enabled by smart contract wallets. And so we want to support them natively in XMTP. And we've been working for the last maybe 6 months at getting that really right. Now you might be wondering, what were the challenges there? Why was this so hard to get right? And why didn't we just launch this with a few lines of code 6 months ago? So Ethereum has done a really good job of making smart contract wallets work seamlessly when you're talking to them from inside a smart contract. That's because you have a consistent state of the world, and you can just send a call to the smart contract wallet, and all the signature verification kind of happens for you seamlessly. But because XMTP is end-to-end encrypted, a lot of the important work needs to be happening on your device itself. So we need to integrate off-chain clients with smart contract wallets, and that gets a little bit more complex. Every time you talk to a new person on XMTP, you need to verify their identity so that you can tell that this message was actually sent by this inbox ID, which was created by this wallet address. And that means verifying a signature from the wallet. We need those signature verifications to work consistently over time. With an EOA, if you sign once, that signature is valid 1,000 years into the future. Nothing can possibly change. With smart wallets, you can update the signers, and a signature that was valid yesterday might not be valid today. And that breaks a lot of assumptions that you would have in a secure messaging protocol. If someone does a valid signature, sends you a message, and you read it a week later, and somewhere in that week, they were to have updated their smart wallet, maybe changed their passkey or changed which EOAs are allowed to sign for it, we still want the message to be readable and valid. And so we had to do some work to abstract away the complexity of dealing with that. We handle smart contract signature verification across chains. We support counterfactual deployments through EIP 6492. So you can get a signature from a smart wallet that hasn't been deployed on any chain. We handle time travel to deal with these cases where the signers may have changed over time. And we'll just time travel back to the moment that it was signed and make sure it was valid then. We cache verified signatures on the client to make sure you don't have to do these potentially slow and expensive RPC calls more than once ever. We have a hosted service to handle these verifications without needing to configure an RPC connection for every chain that XMTP supports. And all that is to say that smart wallets are ready for devs to start building on. And we're really excited to see what you can do at the application layer to take advantage of the new superpowers that smart wallets give you. We think that they are usable for every use case you could do with an EOA before, and probably a bunch of fun new use cases where you could have these, multiplayer wallets that are owned by multiple people. There's just a lot of really exciting user experiences that you can build when the identity in the wallet can be defined in code. And I'm excited to see what apps keep doing with these new capabilities. I think we're really just at the beginning of this. That's all I have. Then I'll hand it over to Peter.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that. I'm going to try and share. And this is a new onboarding flow that we have been working on since DevCon. And I pushed the last lines of code about 20 minutes ago. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I can share from my phone here if I'm allowed.
Oh, nice. Looks great.
Okay, we look good. So this is ONIT, and as you can read from the little blurb, it's the group chat for crypto. So the idea of ONIT is that you start a chat, you invite your friends, they face ID, and they're immediately on chain and immediately in an XMTP group chat. So we do that using passkeys, and we allow you to bring your other identities, so like Forecaster and other wallets that you may have. But what we really think is the future is that people in their group chat are going to be managing wallets, just as Nick said. They're going to be, you're going to invite your granny, she's going to passkey, she's going to come into your wallet, and it's not really going to be your granny, but you know what I mean, it's friends. And they are brought into crypto with the context of your knowledge of DeFi and your knowledge of everything else as a crypto native. So the idea is send your friends a key, they onboard, they pass key, and they're no longer just left in the wild west of DeFi, right? You're there with them and you can send transactions in, they sign, and everything's through a multi-sig. So if we continue, you have a couple options. You can either connect your Forecaster, create an account, or import your safe. So for this, we'll just do connect Forecaster. I will sign in, and as you come back, you agree with a passkey. And so this is using 6492 to create a counterfactual account, and we're actually using the Coinbase Smart Wallet and with a fork of the Smart Wallet, so we can actually sign on safes. So nothing's actually deployed here. There's no gas. So that's as easy it is to get on chain. And then we can click here and see the message we're about to sign to set up XMTP. And we can continue. Normally you would get another passkey flow. Oh, that's a disaster. Let me try that again. Normally you would get another passkey flow there, but I haven't got another passkey there because I have actually set this up beforehand. So if this restarts, I'll show you again, and if not, then we'll go to production. Okay, yes. So what should have happened there was we get passkey and we get sent into this screen anyway. So what happens is you've got all your XMTP chats. This is using my Farcaster ID and it's linked to that passkey. So actually I'm already in a bunch of chats. You can see I have a bunch of invites. I have chats that I've created before. And you can swipe through and see your sort of chats homepage. Your chats homepage allows you to add a group wallet if you don't have one. But actually, if you have a safe already set up with your friends, you can come here and you can scroll through all of your safes and see which ones either have already been imported into the app or have never been imported before, and you can add them. So I'll join the chat of one that has already been imported. It'll start downloading the messages and the transactions. You can see we have some assets, some members, and then the activity of the safe. And I know that these aren't going to load right away, so I'm going to go back and forth until they do. And they're not going to load. Disaster. So I'll actually show you our production safe. When you get your messages loaded in, you will see all of your transactions in the chat. And you can sort of click through and see the full detail of all the transactions. You can click to sign. And if you are connected through the passkey, usually your passkey is not a signer on the safe unless you've added it. And so in this case, this is on mainnet, and you don't want to be paying passkey gas on mainnet. So what we'll do is we detect that you haven't connected the right signer. We'll ask you to sign and connect your correct signer. If you do that, then you can come through. You can start sending some assets, show some people in the chat. I'll send myself some OP. Why not? I'll send Nicholas some OP if they show up. We'll go with this Nicholas. That should also disappear, but it's a live demo, so we'll just go with it. And we can try submit the proposal. But as you can see, we've some work to do. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. We have a lot of work to do. We are still sort of in beta phase. We are letting you import your safe, add passkeys to them, send transactions from it, create XMTP identities with a passkey. So if you want to help us try and progress this a bit and join our beta, we'd love to have you on board, and I will share a link, or you can DM me after, and I will get you set up. But yeah, that is I think that's a whirlwind tour of our broken ass app.
Love it, love it. Not broken at all. In progress, in progress.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Looks great. Very smooth, very slick. Any questions from folks? Any thoughts? Both from what Nick shared or what Peter shared.
I have a question. Hey, Peter. So are you using the Coinbase Smart Wallet SDK for the passkey support? Okay.
No, so we have been building our own passkey wallet for maybe a year or so. And what we decided to do is basically, well, we think the best user experience is actually passkey within the app itself. Coinbase are sort of, we're talking with them about session keys and stuff like that, but they're very adamant about the passkey signer for the Coinbase Smart Wallet going through them. So keys.coinbase.com. We don't want that. We don't think that's a good flow. And so we have basically set up our own fork of Coinbase Wallet until we can support session keys with Coinbase. We're actually talking to them about how they're doing that, because they've changed that maybe 3 times in the past month or so. So not really a good thing to start building on. But yeah, so we think the best user experience is actually just keep it in the app, have your pass key as another key on the main wallet, maybe with some permissions that you can only send this token, or you can sign on this, or something like that. So yeah, it's all through React Native passkeys. It's a nice little library that if you're building with React Native, you might want to check out.
Yeah. Nice, yeah, great tip. Thanks.
So, as well.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Yeah, so do your team planning to integrate like several onboarding tool, let's say private, Web3 auths, and dynamic in the future? Because I think they are also seamlessly being integrated with Safe multi-sig. So I think that definitely will help a lot, because that3 is actually also one of the sponsors for this time's DEF CON, and we try to integrate it, but it's not natively supported by Converse, because we try to utilize the super good UI UX for the Converse instead of building client apps from zero. So in our approach, we directly ask a user to self-host their bot and then import their private key just for demo. But in the future, I think since you guys already built a very good client app, if you can integrate with these 3, I'll say social login wallets, then it will be super great, especially for a safe case.
Yeah, we're very we're big on safe, as you can tell. So yeah, we would definitely consider it if there is some good integration. I actually didn't know any there actually was a nice integration with those embedded wallets and safe. So yeah, we can definitely chat afterwards if there's something that can be done. That'd be cool.
Sure. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Great presentation, Pete. On the passkeys conversation, we've actually used passkeys in like last year, and to be honest, I was very bullish. But later on, we realized that it's very early in terms of the adoption, and all these different SDKs fail with passkeys. Like it's very early that like it's still not ready for production, I feel like. So we kind of like scrape all the passkeys and now using dynamic for all those, embedded wallet, those operations. But yeah, just wanted to share my opinion.
Yeah, cool. I'd be interested to see or to know more about what sort of integrations and stuff you try. It is I would say it's very finicky, but with a good bit of effort, you can get it working smoothly. We actually spent the past year or so working with large blob and passkeys to have EOAs on XMTP. So large blob, you can just store any encrypted data in a passkey, small blob, and so that's how we were actually authing XMTP before smart contracts were supported on the protocol. So there's a lot of added complexity and a lot of things you can do with passkeys beyond just the usual one P256 signer. But yeah, I would say they're production ready if you work at them. I would just say the tooling around it probably isn't great at the minute.
Hey, great questions. Thank you. Yeah. Any other thoughts from the team? Oh, I do want to share also, if you don't mind, Kevin, I'll share a link to your project that you built at ETH Global. Just a tweet about it.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yep. And again, on this coming Tuesday, we'll have a full demo of all of the winning projects in the next dev call. So yeah, any other thoughts? What was it like building with XMTP and smart contract wallets, Peter? And I know you also partnered quite closely with Naomi, our VP of Eng, to.
Yeah, Naomi's a beast. She has has set that up pretty nicely, and it was actually seamless. To be honest, we our PR to add smart contract wallets was like removing 10,000 lines of code, pretty much. So we added 1 or 2 lines, I think, pretty much changed how we were in it in the XMP client, and then we got to remove a bunch of large blob stuff where we were handling. So like you could have connected your forecaster, you had your pass key P256 sig, and you had your large blob account that then actually managed your XMP account. So we had 3 accounts that were sort of floating about all throughout the app. So this allowed us to remove one of those, and that translated into a huge tech debt removal. So it was really, really clean, really nice.
Wow, amazing. That's great. Great.
It also lets us move. The reason that we're iOS only, I didn't mention at the start, we're iOS only, was because of large blob. Even though we've been building with the React Native the React Native SDK, we chose iOS only because that's Android don't support large blob. So now that that's no longer a blocker, we can sort of adopt Android as well. So yeah, we're super happy that they're now supported natively.
Well, we're grateful for your championing the progress in the React Native SDK and with smart contracts. So wonderful partnership. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, folks, any other thoughts on smart contract wallets or XMTP in general? Any questions about what we have in store?
Questions about what you have in store? That's a good one. I have a question.
Yeah, fantastic.
So one of the things that we've been thinking about as well is how we attach other inbox IDs, and I have been keeping on top of the GitHub issues, etc. But I haven't actually looked into this one recently. Is it possible yet in the newest SDK to attach another address to an inbox ID? Can we say attach our Coinbase Smart Wallet or an EOA.eth to the inbox?
That is coming very soon. I think, a matter of days.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
Nice. All right. Well, if no one has anything else, I think we can call it a wrap. Last call.
Yeah, I would just say if anyone wants to try out the app and help us, even if you're not using it safe, reach out to me on Converse or whatever, and I can get you a test flight link downloaded, and we can get you on board.
Fantastic. Do we have a way to keep in touch? Kevin, I know you'd like to keep in touch with Peter. Maybe we can put, do you mind putting addresses in chat?
That's my .eth. So you can reach me on Converse with that. Yeah, or you can get me on Warpcast as well. Same username.
Great, great. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone. What a meaningful discussion. Really appreciate all of the sharing. And we'll see you at the next call. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.